Greetings, beautiful souls. Happy full moon in Aquarius. I'm on today. Surprise, surprise. This is going to be late night with Sharon and Drea. Welcome, welcome to all my new subscribers. I'm on here. If anyone knows, Aquarius is my sun sign. My rising is in Taurus. My moon is in Pisces. And I'm on here to talk and to give some channel messages and to share some stuff. And of course, if anyone is interested in a channel message, feel free to send in your questions, and the donation information is in the description. How's everyone doing today? Peace, peace. Surprise, surprise, I'm here. Sharon is here. Hello. Hi, Chrissy. How art thou? How is Australia? Greetings, greetings. I sent the kids away so I can come on here. Have a little time out. I mean, there's absolutely no way I would have missed out on not coming on here to give my messages and to interact with my beautiful tribe. Happy to see you too, Victoria. Greetings, Joy. Greetings, Jennifer. Rhode Island. Oh, you're on the East Coast. All right. Shout out to the East Coast and the West Coast and the Mid Coast and the upper realms. Greetings, greetings. I'm just waiting for some more to come on. It's about 11:36 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as we're moving into what is it? Oh my gosh, August 17th. And what a beautiful full moon it is. It actually is quite red and bright where I am. If you follow me on Instagram, because I did take a videotape of it yesterday. It might be coming off pretty soon anyway. But wherever I am, I'm able to see it, and it certainly has been amplified in my sign. So I decided, my soul just propelled me to on today. I wasn't sure when I was going to be back on again or which day, but I know because I amplify the Aquarian sign. So I want to give a shout out to those who are in Aquarius, Leo. Shout out to all of you, no matter what your frequency that you're on or whatever aspect you're pushing through, because I know it has been quite an intensity for the past it's been a quite intensity for the past several months for me. So I can finally say I can feel myself push through another how do I call it, oh my gosh, like another timeline. Like I really can feel myself really activating. Greetings, Donna. Greetings, Miss Erie. Greetings, oh, Las Vegas. I definitely want to be taking a trip out there for sure. I can feel myself just going to many, many places. I have so much information I want to share, and I just want to let you know. Oh, you know what? Give me just a moment, because I want to make sure that I can see comments even greater on YouTube as well. So I'm so grateful to be able to come on, do lives over here, and that I can read the comments and that I can propel forward. And I'm also, and just know that even if you don't hear from me, if I'm not on, I just have all of you in my thoughts and prayers and everything. And we're doing this together because there is no separation. We are one body of this Christ consciousness, and we are really truly templating a new earth. And it's like even if you feel you can't do it, you can do it, because source is really truly supporting you, because I had quite a bit of surprises this week from myself. Yes, we are one family, Kiki. We're one family. And I got you. I got all of you. So much love, so much love. You can hear the song in the background. And what was I playing? Set it off. I love my house music. You know what I'm saying? And my iPod is like cracking to pieces. Almost everything has had to be upgraded for me. Actually, my computer hard drive had crashed. I don't know if I mentioned that in the last video, but it crashed and had to end up getting it upgraded. So we're going through a lot of upgrades. And that's what Uranus does. Greetings, Mary. That's what Uranus does. So I've been going through the upgrades, the downgrades have been going sideways and upwards and pushing through, just really pushing through. So some of you, if you're not aware of me, I am Sharon Andrea. I just want to introduce myself. And I am on a twin soul path. I do healing. I also do spiritual readings, and I'm an intuitive. And I also channel from past, present, future. And I also am a medium. And I know that I'm here for a great reason, just as much as you all are. And I know that just remember that whatever you are going through right now, to remember to go past the physical body. Go past the physical body. Okay, more than the physical. We are still templating things in the physical space, but you know what? We're still templating things from who we are in the future and the present and the past. So anyway, I'm going to be sharing some stuff with you. I've posted some stuff in the community page. I'm so glad that I'm able to do that, because there's times when I'm not able to come on live because, you know, I don't have as much of a privacy. So I sent the kiddies off to the movies. Yay. So I have some time for myself right now, and I can be in my freedom space right now, because you know me as an Aquarian, I love my freedom. Love it to life. So anyway, and for all the moms out there, I want to give a shout out to all of you for, you know, pushing through all of this as well. And if anyone would like to have a channel message once I, you know, give the message, just feel free to, you know, because I know sometimes you may just have something that you just would like to have some insight of someone who's on the outside. And you know that I channel and I can feel into the energy. I also do twin soul readings where I could see the energy on all sides. For where you're at right now. So I want to share some exciting things. You know me as an Aquarian, I love the supernatural stuff. Okay, so I'm going to go to the present moment, what happened just about an hour and a half ago. Okay, so anyway, every time I go to do my nails or whatever, I always get some crazy things that just show as messages. So anyway, I go in my car and I look at the clock, and the date said February 6th. So it's like, why would it say February 6th? So it's like, well, I didn't have any mechanical breakdown with the car or anything like that. So, and I know that Mercury is out of the shadow. And so the date on the car, in the vehicle, was actually February 6th, 2036. Okay? So I was like, wait a minute now. I was like, So it's like I heard my higher self say, well, guess what? You're in the future, in the present moment, and in the past. Okay, so the ancient part of me is in the future and in the present at the same time. And immediately I just received that, you know, that download. And what it meant for me is that I am just really just in this energy of being simultaneous, just simultaneous. And so I thought about the movie that's coming out. This is another version of The Terminator is coming out. I don't remember the exact title of the movie. So I saw the preview of it twice, and Sarah is in the present moment from the future as well, I believe. And if you remember from Terminator, that's what the Terminator came from the future into the present, and that had to do with bringing in codes and messages and whatever that's happening. So this is what's happening with us. And you know something, Brown, I thought I said that word to Kelly. I said, is this a convergence? And they said to me, it's an expansion. So what they said to me was that this is an expansion that's happening in consciousness. And it's like a part of your soul, instead of being fragmented, it's like as if we're expanding in consciousness in the future self and staying in the present of self. While we're still at this moment, there are many of us that are still pushing through things energetically from our ancestors. So some of you might be still processing things to do from your ancestors, especially the divine feminine has really been pushing forward with things to do with herself in terms of beauty, meeting that masculine energy with which she's, instead of it being in the space of you know, the stuff that has happened when it comes to the masculine energy with the control and having to deal with how we are in control of our lives and how if you feel like you have to be in control of others, and where you are when it comes to love and sexuality and sensuality. Okay, how much more you're empowered within yourself. And then you think about the Leo energy and what it represents, with the self, but also the creativity and how much more you're able to be creative. I also had to push through some anger as well. So some of you may have been dealing with anger from earlier in the week. So, I'm not an astrologer, but I know that many of you, oh no, by the way, if any one of you can look into the timeline of February 6th, 2036, could you please do that for me? If any one of you on here that can read charts, and if you're able to see that. And by the way, the time that it showed was 2 p.m. February 6th, which is 4 days before my birthday. So I don't usually say my age, but it actually said I would be 69. So, but 69 in a 30-year-old body, because on the other side, there is no such thing as time. In other words, it's like we're timeless. You're timeless beings. You become timeless. You're limitless. It's just amazing where we're being taken right now energetically because of the moon being in Aquarius. It's like you're really coming into that supernatural supernova consciousness. It's like the energetic fields of where you're taking it is it going even beyond the quantum level. Okay, and there's so many more planets that are you know what, I forgot that I put on the computer so I could see the comments. I beg your pardon. I'm getting so excited because of what I saw in the card today. And you know what, I said, oh man, I wish I had taken what you call it, a picture of it. But I know you guys believe it, because it's like you can't make this up. You can't make this up when it comes to these type of supernatural messages, that we get. So so someone else said, you said you had a lot of anger push. Yeah, I know I might be all over the place because I haven't been on here in so while. I have so much stuff that I wanted to share with you guys, and just know that I'm just holding that space. And I'm also going to do some chanting and some, just connecting with all of us and what we're bringing together energetically as one soul. And also, I hadn't been able to sleep too as much. It's like I'm back to that sleep, staying up until 7-8 o'clock in the morning. And I've been going through all of that energy shifts with my body too as well. Also, I'm eating like smaller amount of meals, so that too has been happening. And then of course earlier in the week I was dealing with some anger, because I said, you know what, I'm tired of waiting on things to happen, because of course trying to look for a place to live and being rejected just because of credit scores and all these things, and all this control that comes from the patriarchal system in how things should be. And what a shame that there are so many people out there that are homeless and they don't have a place to live, and all these empty homes everywhere. And I know that I'm here for bigger things, for what has to break down, because to me, as far as I can see, there's enough of everything to go around. Okay. I don't believe in lack and limitations. I'm not in that frequency of lack and limitations consciousness. I truly believe that there's enough of everything to go around. There should not be not one single person that should be hungry, and there should not be one single person that's without a home. And there's so much going on. There's also I was also having suicidal thoughts, like I didn't want to be here. That's how angry I felt, and I had to push through it. And of course, whoever was being a friend to me at the time, with whatever she said, she helped me to get through it, even though I know she knew that I snapped back. But remember this. It's so important to still connect to your emotions, okay? Your emotional body is the key to how much more you are ascending. And the reason is because, remember, you've been holding on to feelings and thoughts, not only from yourself, but also your ancestors, especially when it comes to that feminine energy, with sexual abuse and fear of intimacy, fear of being alone. Also the control and power that has come through with males, or male energy or female energy in masculine frequency as well. So, because it goes on both sides, you see what I'm saying? And it can be so deeply rooted. Some of you may find yourself being in certain locations where you are also feeling that slavery template still. You're still experiencing what has happened to the ancestors, not just necessarily tied to a specific house, but also the land itself. Okay. And these region of lands are extending with where we are transmuting this energy. Okay. Because that's where I was before. So I knew, and I know in my heart, I knew I was only going to be there for a certain time. Okay. And I was dealing with what had to be pushed through, especially with the slavery, and especially with moms who were pregnant with children, babies, and what they had to go through. Okay. And what happened is that what they told me is that this moon in Aquarius, it actually is like activating us to jump into a greater time frequency. And they also showed me that there are pyramids that are underground that have been hidden that are also being activated. Now, I've had channeled messages that have come through where the pyramids in certain regions, not just in Egypt, this is also in the United States and other countries. People think that pyramids are only in one location. They're everywhere. They're in different cornerstones of the earth and the quadrants of the earth. Okay. So some of that is also activated right now for where we are being taken, because as we're ushering into 2020, more of this Aquarius stuff is coming in. So you may find yourself wanting to do things that are strange to others. Keep on bringing forth the strangeness and the part of yourself that is unique. Okay. That unique expression, and that you're bringing yourself out of that freedom from where you have felt suppressed, where you have felt like you were being controlled, or where you have felt disempowered or told that you can't do this and you can't be that, or this is crazy, and so on and so on. I love being called an alien, but then they don't like when I call them aliens, because I call them the galactic forces or the galactic energy. You know what I mean? But I find it to be so fascinating when I have these messages and the supernatural stuff that comes through, especially with the vehicle. If any of you just coming on, my vehicle is in the year February 6th, what did I say? 2036. You know what I mean? And I can say that we're already there right now, because that's what my vehicle was saying to me, because your vehicle, that the objects communicate with you too. It's all energy. It's all energy. You see, it reminded me of that movie, Christine, with the car, where the car was communicating. But in this case, the car was telling me this is where we're at right now. And just within that moment, I felt so excited. I felt so excited. So has anybody able to read the charts to see what is aspecting that year? I'm gonna go through the comments so that way I choose not to miss out on anyone. Victoria, happy to see you. Rhode Island. Peace, love, and light to you too, Donna. Oh, thank you. Yes, it is. It is so. It has been so intense, and I've been feeling a lot of solar plexus activity as well. If you've been feeling that, because they were showing me that we're also being ignited so much with the womb chakra, and where it's connecting to our hearts. And something that was shown to me today. Also, I was listening to this YouTube video with Jessica Del Mar. I love, sometimes I got to listen to her videos like 3-4 times because it's so high tech, and she was mentioning and talking about, the reptilian and the mind, because sometimes people think like, that's dealing with the dark forces and the dark energy. And it's not about just disconnecting from your mind completely, because the mind is where you also have ideas and thoughts that flow. It's also where we apply information, because the new time that we're moving into is also applying more knowledge, so you're going to find yourself feeling like more knowledge is pouring through to you, like you're starting to gain more information that's coming to you that you might think and say, well, I've never heard that before. It's not written anywhere. So please remember, Aquarius also represents new information, or information that has been dormant, and you're not getting it from outer somewhere, is within you. So it's gonna start to be activated and come out. You know what I mean? So if you hear something within yourself, right, and you connect to someone else that might activate you with that, speak on it, talk about it, bring it forth, okay? Because it's taking you to another quantum level when it comes especially to your union space, and where it's taking you with all the things that are coming towards you. And you're going to start to see things start to happen in front of you like a domino, okay? Please remember too that a lot of this has to do with facing your shadow. Face your shadow, face yourself, and your shadow could show up through someone else or something else. However it shows up, it's not about running away from it. And oftentimes it's so sad to hear when people think, oh, you just got to be just happy and don't think negative thoughts and stuff like that. But it's not about thinking that it's a negative thought. It's about understanding and applying the wisdom of knowing that when you are facing your shadow, that is a part of your integration, and it's a part of the expansion of your soul. Because your soul, if you're on the twin soul path, your soul is expressing itself through the polarity, not that everything is the same and everything is just in just one place. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so it's sort of like when anyone is not necessarily facing their shadow and running from it. This is why so much things have been left so dormant and buried, from one generation to the next, and all the unhappiness, and there's no freedom within yourself because it's the energy that you're carrying. You know what I'm saying? And we're talking about energy that we've been carrying for centuries. I mean, we're talking about hundreds and millions of lifetimes, you see, and what it takes for us to push through it. And like I said, I had to push through that anger that I was feeling. And the part of me said, part of me said, you know what? I choose not to have to feel like as if I have to be enslaved, or that I have to work towards something to get something, because that part of ourselves that is holding, I would say, not holding, but not connecting to the feminine, the receptivity, receiving. How much are you open to receiving love, even receiving money, receiving joy, receiving happiness, receiving a relationship, a connection somehow? This is also a part of what has been taken, I would say, and I don't want to make it seem like it's all external, but now we're in a new energy now where we can create and be creative with our own gifts, our own magical space, without having to do anything. Okay. I actually manifested some things within the past couple days without having to do anything. And because if you're not used to that, and you're used to being told that you have to have an education, you have to do this. Oh, that's not how your mother did it. That's not how your father did it. Oh, but that's not going to work for you. Oh, you're not going to make enough money that way. But that's not what this is about. This is about you being in your freedom, coming forth with your own, even if it's eccentric or crazy. I love when it's crazy. I love when it's radical, because that's what we're about. This is like total evolutionary, not even revolutionary, evolutionary. You know what I'm saying? And it's like taking it into such a huge leaps and bounds that you literally can feel your soul is soaring ahead of you and your body's trying to catch up. So I know many of you have also been going through a lot of symptomatic things like headaches, loss of appetite, perhaps. What else? I know that some people have had like I've had like allergic reaction to things. Yes, hot flashes. Yeah, I haven't been having that, but I know sometimes you may be feeling heat coming through your body. Some of you might be having that flu symptoms, or you might even be having like someone I know, she's having a stomach virus, okay? And it's because she's processing through energy from a past time. Also, dreams. You might be having sort of, let me say sort of, but something that will appear as nightmares or feelings of being attacked, okay, or thinking that you're being spiritually attacked or psychically attacked. And really, what it is that your soul is bringing you to a memory of a past life experience that you had, okay? So pay attention to the message that's coming forth from the dream itself. I would encourage, if many of you or any of you are feeling like lower feelings with that sort of, with nightmares or not feeling comfortable and so on and so forth, to sage and to clean out your area. I always recommend to get Florida water and ammonia and just spray it around. It's basically just shifting the energy, and of course the sea salt baths and going near the sea and the water. Yes, and I was also feeling nauseous myself too. Yep, I was having nausea. I didn't have any vomiting, but I was having nausea. and feeling like I didn't want to eat. And yep, I was angry too. Yep, that anger thing. Yes, February 2036, Jennifer. Yes. Yep, and so much insomnia as well. And so, oh, I'm so glad I remembered this also. I tell you, there's so much catching up to do. I feel like as if we were on a soap opera. But then again, it's like that anyway, right? In a way. So anyway, I had another dream. I think this was Monday or Tuesday, I think it was. And I dreamt that I was back at I used to work at Harlem Hospital in Manhattan, and I was there for years until I went through some bullshit, of course, and and that's when I ventured off on my own. I was guided by Archangel Gabriel to start running my own business. So I dreamt like as if I was back there again, and ironically, when I worked there, I really worked with a lot of black people. There was a lot of black people, colored folks, and stuff like that. And what ended up happening is that I had a dream that I was back there, but this time I was in the Palladians. So I've also had Palladian contact this week. So I don't know if any of you have felt Palladian contact or felt like you were there, not only Sirius, because I was also receiving information coming from the Syrian planet as well. And so it was like when I was in that cubicle, it was so that same person that always visits me. This was the Black Mother God. I kid you not. And she looked at me and she said, Sharon, you are promoting yourself. That's what she said. And ironically, that happened when I was working there when I was in my 20s. I promoted myself. I actually went on the board, looked to see if there was another what you call it, title that I can make some more money. That was just before I was met my ex-husband at the time to get married. And I don't wait for someone to say, "Hey, I think you're good," and no, I know my worth, and I knew what to do, and so I applied for the job and I got it. And it's almost like when the person who had the job was leaving and the bell went off in my head, like, "Oop, it's your turn now," and I don't negate it. I don't look at it like, no, I shouldn't do that. Let me just wait for someone. No. So I applied for the job and I did get it. And what ended up happening is my salary increased from the 20,000 range. I remember this was back then, it may seem like a nice, comfortable number, because back then when I got out of college, they told me, oh, you'll never be able to start out unless you start out at 14,000. And guess what? My brain did not accept that. My heart did not accept that. I chose that I was going to make the money that I desired to make and align with my worth and how I feel about myself, and that I didn't need anyone else's permission. And guess what? I did such that. So I ended up starting out with a salary of $19,000 a year. And then it leaped from 19,000 to 40 something thousand within a 2-year period because I promoted myself. Okay? And I'm choosing to share this with you because this is similar to where we are right now when it comes to everything that you're creating, because everything right now is in motion to what you're creating right now as we're gathered here together, 25 of us in this room. So we may not be in the same physical location, but guess what? Our souls are so connected to one another right now. Okay. And you can now give yourself permission to upgrade yourselves. Okay. To upgrade yourselves, to give yourself a promotion. Okay. And so, yes, there is divine will at hand. I will tell you that is a fact. But also it is about knowing that you deserve to have your promotion, your upgrade, or however you choose to be. And you may take it in slow steps and you may want to take it in giant steps. And that's okay too. And so I gave myself a promotion. And the next day, literally, I was so in shock with something that happened, which I won't share right now publicly, but I will eventually share it in the next couple weeks or so. And I can tell you this, that no matter what, do not go by appearances, and do not go by what you feel someone else may tell you what you can or cannot achieve, okay? Because the universe is always giving you clues to where you are energetically. And yes, we align with it, of course, according to each shift with the planets and all of these things. But remember, we're still ascending through all of the planets. We're sending through the planets, all of it, okay? Because if you notice, Uranus is in retrograde now, Mercury's moved forward. See, I getting all down pat. And now, we're moving into, I believe it's Virgo, I think is coming up, right? It's eventually by the time you look around. And so Leo brings us into this place now of how we're connecting to our hearts, still being unique, with our gifts and who you are, even if it has never been done before, even if it's weird. You don't need anyone's permission to be who you are or what you're desiring to have. It is not impossible, okay? Because even if you feel you can't get that thread right through that little tiny needle, okay? Because it's not everyone that is ready for these types of leaps and bounds. But I can tell you that whoever is on here, you are ready, because I'm ready. Me ready long time. I've been telling them, can we please speed this motherfucker up? Because I know ahead of time what's coming, what's here. And many of us have been feeling and experiencing ourselves being in the higher dimensions and still honor the space where you're at in the physical sense as well. Honor all of it. So honor your feelings, honor your emotions, honor your thoughts, honor all of it. Don't dismiss it, okay? Because it is through the emotional body, again, as we're moving through all of these cycles and getting closer and closer to everything that's coming into your union space. And I want to reiterate, your union space is everything. It's about what you desire from your heart, okay? Put it out there now in this energy. Put it out right now in this Aquarian energy, okay? And activate it. And even when I looked at my daughter and I said, what would you say to people if they were to ask you about your mother? And Charlie, she said, Mommy, she said, you're so strong. And I said, yeah, I'm strong, but you know what? I didn't want to be strong on Monday. I was pissed. I was just, and you say, who was I angry at? I was just angry at the whole energy of this experience that I've been going through for so long, and like, game over, and it's okay to feel that way. It's okay to feel that way. You see? And I know what it's like when you wake up and you're thinking about it again, you go back to sleep, you think you're still going through it again, you're seeing that outer reality, and you're like, what the fuck? And it's like, how many times can we say that, right? And I get it. And so I take my hat off and I salute you. I salute you for all of you that have been going through either the financial difficulties or job loss or job gain. It could be anything, emotional distress, triggers coming left and right from either your twin or someone that you're connecting to. And it may seem crazy, or 1 minute one person because I know that a lot of people have been dealing with things emotionally, whether they're aware of what's happening or not. I can tell you that. And from what I'm witnessing, what's told to me is that it's gonna increase. It is going to increase. There is no exception for anyone with all of this, okay? And you're going to find yourself attracting people coming into your life that came out of your life that are going to want answers. And so many of you are being even prepared for that. And remember to set your boundaries, and remember to still keep your thoughts and whatever you're choosing to manifest, and don't let go of it at all, okay? Truly don't let go of it at all, because we're opening more of that creativity energy in our vortex, okay? And I recommend, again, if any of you have experienced, especially those in the female bodies, if you have experienced sexual traumas, sexual what do you call it, or emotional triggers that comes through that sexual energy, I encourage you to talk about it with someone, and channel it out on paper, record it. And I recommend the book, The Power of Shakti. And the reason why I'm guided to say that to you is because we're moving into that space of creating through the sexual energy as well. When you are in that frequency of feeling alive again through that sexual energy, because the sexual energy was distorted, dismantled, disintegrated, dishonored. There was so much dishonoring of the divine feminine. And she desires to not only have her voice heard, but also to be honored for her body, honored for her mind, and honored for her soul. You're now connecting more to your soul desire. And we all desire to feel, to connect, to hug, to touch, to express. But also to get to that place, we also have to allow ourselves to understand what it means to receive. Because if you're not in a place where you're able to receive, then you might not be ready to be in that sexual expression of self. And so what usually happens is you start to shut down from your heart, your sexual organs, your mind. There's fear that may come from it. There also might be anger that might come from it. And a lot of times we've been told to suppress it, get over it. Some of you may have had that experience from childhood or even from a young teenager, and this can apply to both males and females. Please know it's not just females only, because there are some young males that also have been traumatized sexually, and a lot of times people like to sweep it under the rug. So as much as I would like to talk about what that sexual energy does for you, and it's not just about saying that it makes you feel good, but this has to do with what does it mean for our ascension path? What does it mean for your body? What does it mean for you in the mental state? What does it mean for you in your emotional state? You see, because when you have those triggers that come, guess what? You're not able to be as much in that creative space. And that creative space is not only about creating another human being, it also has to do with what you are creating and manifesting as abundance in your life. You see? But if the traumas and the deep core issues are not addressed, then it is very difficult to be able to get through it as much as possible. You see? So I wanted to be able to give that message as well to each and every one of you. And know that it's not just this lifetime that you may be dealing with it. This may be from other lifetimes, because we go back many millenniums of trauma, and also the hatred, feeling enslaved and disempowered, not being able to express ourselves, the voice not being heard, and many of you are probably still at a place where you're not able to open up your throat chakra as much, and you feel like it's just closing up inside of you. And so I say it's time to express yourself. Okay, I think about Madonna's song. I talk about that in the book about when she sings that song. I love that song. I wish I could play it now, but they're gonna put that bullshit copyright thing. Express yourself. She said, don't go for second best, baby, put your love to the test. And and that, when you watch that video, and also in Vogue, and all of that has to do with the divine feminine. She's talking about the beauty and expressing yourself and how you look and how you feel inside, right? Because all of that is a part of your sexual expression as well. Because we've been told that you're supposed to cover yourself up, just go hide, you're not supposed to bring it out too much, because it's this and it's that and what it's going to do to another man or to someone else. And you see, it's all those thoughts and belief systems that come from many times ago, and especially connected to the religious thing, is the reason why things have not been able to manifest in its truest glory. The glory of the divine, the glory of God, the glory of mother and father has to do with what comes together in this divine union, this true sacred love, which had been tainted. Okay, and so now we're bringing it back to its pure state, and now we're connecting now from mind to heart to the body and your soul, all of it together. You see, all of it together. So I'm going to go back into the comments and stuff, because I don't want to leave anyone out, because we're doing this together, baby. We're doing this together. Yes. And if you have a song that you would like for me to sing, please let me know, because even that's a part of the divine feminine. She sings with her voice, and when she sings with her voice, guess what happens? It starts to bring out the melodies of our hearts, you see. And a lot of times we're told not to express ourselves with a song, and to keep it quiet. We don't even realize from a subconscious level that it has been so ingrained and taught to be silent. And it's been so ingrained and not to play and to have fun with life and fool around and have a little laughter and a joke here and there, all of this is a part of your creation. It's a part of our creation. You see, it's what brings us up into that magnificent state of mind. So when someone says, "How are you today?" I rather says, "How be you today?" So I'm going to ask all of you, how be you today? How be you? How are you being today? More than how are you today? You see, because when you're in that expression of love, laughter, comedy, singing, dancing, making love, you know what happens? You go up to such a high frequency, it's like you're spinning like a spin top. You be well? Yes, you be well, Joy Rosa. I am so in gratitude for you, and in gratitude for you to be able to lift yourself up, because I can feel a little heaviness with you, and I have to share with you, and I'm just lifting you up with such great thoughts, and that you're just surrounded by what is needed for you, um which spirit says that you're going to get it. Okay, so, and that's what I'm guided to tell you, just like that. Yes, Brown, I'm going back to you, Brown. The moon cycle um has been off. So some of you also might be having your moon cycle coming earlier than normal, because the earth is rotating so much and gravitating to the energy and frequency of what is just moving through that spiral. So your wombs are going to be responding to having another cycle again earlier than the time. So I just wanted to remind you of that. Okay, so, and what? I apologize. I was in the dream and I got out of the dream because I got so carried away. Oh my gosh. So anyway, let me go back to the dream that I had. The one where I was at the job and I upgraded myself. So the dream then went straight to my divine masculine. Okay. Now, my divine masculine in the dream was a combination of my ex-husband and my twin. Okay. And he came through to me with such peace, like he was just laying in the bed. And when I went over to him in the bed, which the bed represents intimacy, of course, right? And being open. And he was surprised that I was paying him any attention, which that was something that was always showing up in a theme in my template. Okay, because remember, if you're on the twin soul path, there's always a specific frequency or something that you're mastering. Okay, that's the key word. You're not learning a lesson, you're mastering yourself through the dichotomy. So you might be experiencing something in this lifetime, and your twin may have experienced it in another lifetime, and you may be doing exchanging separate lifetimes of what you're mastering through, and now we're back together, and we're mastering through something now. And really what it's about is balance. Balance is the key. So it may not necessarily be something you're getting rid of. It might be something that you're looking at and thinking about, what am I balancing out within myself, right? So I'm bringing myself back to that wholeness again, where it's no longer fragmenting, and then a part of me feels like I feel what do I call it? Resentful, or angry. So and it's like that part of me that was angry on Monday, because one of the themes in my template was that I was always working, and giving. And so I still wasn't balancing out everything within myself with what I give towards others, and also with what I do and do and do. So it was time again for me to come back to my creativity of how I manifest by thoughts and feelings alone. See? Because remember, we can manifest through our thoughts and feelings, and then we start to work through the parts of ourselves that believe in it, because the belief energy comes from right here in the solar plexus. Because if you believe in it, you're going to feel it in your gut. You're going to feel it intuitively right here as well. And then you're following your heart, and your heart allows you to expand in what you're creating, and feeling and knowing that it is happening aligned with your solar plexus, right? And as you're moving that into conjunction from your heart to your womb center, and aligning with your solar plexus, you're putting yourself into a frequency of manifestation. So it's like, now it's like, are you able to allow yourself to manifest by aligning your heart, the Leo, the lion, right? Your heart and being courageous about it, strong and fearful, but humble and feeling and following your gut feeling, and that you're allowing yourself to receive it. And I'm in gratitude. I am in gratitude. And yes, I may be angry and complaining, but I'm still allowing myself to feel my emotions because it's a part of me. It's what makes me who I am. I am honoring myself, and I'll still be in my joy, but I'll still feel sad, and I'll still be you know what do you call it, upset, you know, and I'm gonna cuss, and I'm still gonna sing. I'm gonna cuss, and I'm still gonna sing. You see, and I'm still going to trust what I know and align with what I'm trusting. And I'm just going to keep navigating. And I'm going to try not to go too much into the past if I don't need to. But I understand if I do, because I'm trying to just tap into what is it or how I can relate to what I have to look at. And that's why I'm going into the past. But then I'm going to store it back in the Akashic records, and I'm going to let it go. And I'm creating a new timeline where I can now create and align with what I desire, and I can let it go and allow it to manifest. And if I need to do something, I will do it because I'm listening to my soul and where my soul is guiding me and telling me what I need to do. But I'm still letting go at the same time. You see? So this is a part of how I'm describing it, where we're integrating and really merging the masculine, feminine energy, and why you are feeling like I am in control, but I'm not in control. I feel the desires of my heart, but I feel like as if it's still not here with me. I feel like I've lost it. I feel like I'm going out of my mind, but then you do have to go out of your mind in order to feel what it means to create without doing anything. You see, that however you have been taught to what you are receiving and manifesting, that you can now take it to another level of a greater magnificence than maybe what your ancestors were not able to do. You see? And as you do that, what you're doing is you're creating those newer timelines and frequencies for for the generation that's here, and the ones that I don't even want to say to come, because they're here now. Because I'm telling you, your future you is right here with you right now. Your future you is in command with you at the same time, as like a galactic post. That's what it feels like a galactic post. So I don't know if any of you, I'm going to go back to the comments and stuff. I had I don't remember where I posted it, but this was right around the Lionsgate portal, which is still open as well right now. And I happened to turn on the TV, and I said I want to watch something while I was doing whatever I was doing. And when I turned on the TV, there was a show that was on. It was called, I wrote it right here so I can remember it, UFOs, The Lost Evidence. And this was where it involved the Royal Air Force in Britain. And it so happens that this had to do with a ship that landed in Britain, in London, excuse me, and the Air Force officer went over to the ship, and all of this light frequency was coming through, and it was coming from the planet Sirius. So it's no coincidence that I turned on the TV at the time, because everything is so designed. See? Everything is so perfectly designed. And it so happens that because when I turned it on at the moment that he went to touch it, that I caught that because it was the last 20 minutes of the show, and I wanted to watch it from the beginning, but this was on Cablevision, and I usually have Fios. So I know that by the time I get back my Fios, I'm definitely going to look for that program, because this was on the travel channel. I tried to look it up on YouTube, and I saw it there, but you have to be able to log into it depending on what service you use. So you probably could get it from other services. So I just want to let you know, if any of you can find that show, I encourage you to watch it, because it's absolutely, because I love those futuristic time. And this is a true story. This is true. It was a documentary. And so when he touched the ship, and when he touched the ship, before the narrator started speaking, I said out loud, watch, he's going to get downloads. And so said, so done, because whatever was on the ship, it was in Egyptian hieroglyphics. And as soon as he touched it, this light just started to flow through the ship, and I just heard, ah, just like that. And then all of a sudden the downloads was just coming through, coming through, coming through. And what was happening was showing all of these binary codes, all these symbols and codes. So it's just as much the same as one would say as far as sacred geometry. But in this case, these codes were coming through because the ship, when they put the sequence of what it meant, that ship came from the year 8100. Okay? So remember what I said where my vehicle was at 2036? That vehicle was at, the vehicle, the ship was at 8100. And immediately I heard Spirit say, "What do you think that means, Sharon?" I said, "Wow." So the ship came from the future into the present. And the year that documentary, well, they put it out July, it was actually July 27th, I believe it was, but the actual story took place in the 80s, but it was meant for it to come on the air during the time of the Syrian portal, this time, right? And every day I've been seeing things to do with cats, cats, cats. I'd see a pamphlet with cats. I went to look at his house with a whole bunch of cats, black and white cats, pregnant cats, 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 cats. I'm listening to a show and they say, "Hey, you see my cats?" It's like, it was just crazy. So I knew that there was some energy that was coming through from Sirius, because that's where I'm from. And I also mentioned when I was at the laundromat and I hear the announcer say, "And you're listening to Sirius," and da 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 whatever. And I'm like, wow. And so the interesting thing about the documentary, this is what just blew me away, is the fact that they said the binary codes was 1010101010101010. And what that binary code did is activate certain pyramids in different parts of the United States and other countries that are being activated. So you may be feeling a lot of activity happening through your body from a cellular level, okay? I tell you, it's a lot of information that's coming out through me, man, as the Aquarian. I tell you, this is no joke. And I had a dream. This was, I believe it was back in I closed my eyes and asked the Spirit to remind me when this was. I think this was about 2010 or something. It was way before I even had any physical connection with my twin soul. And I dreamt that I was at a beach and I was with my twin, but this was when he was my cousin, because he was my cousin in a previous life. So he came across to me as my cousin and told me how much he loves me and how he, with him being prepared to meet with him. And that time I didn't know anything about that path. So, but why I knew it was him, because those dreams at that time, I was writing them down. So I have like 10 books of dreams, and I've transcribed so much information into the audio book, and I shared some of it on some of my YouTube segments from past videos. And would you believe what I wrote in there was that he said to me, "Sharon, I'm glad, no, he said, Sharon, I love you so much." And he said, "Don't forget to contact me at this number 10101010101010, the same binary code." So you see, some of you may have had dreams that connect you to these number sequences, okay? And a part of that is what's activating your galactic DNA. You see? It's like for 18 cats. You see what I'm saying? And that's a part of what is coming through from now until we come into that physical aspect of 2020. Okay? And so your futuristic self will be, and is probably has been showing up, and is for you to come into a greater conscious awareness of that. Okay? Because it's almost like it's surreal, it's almost like when you're watching The Matrix. If you remember the movie The Matrix, when he was brought, Neo, when he was brought to that point where he was walking on the sidewalk and all those people were walking by, but it's like as if they didn't see him. Well, this is practically close to what I'm talking about. You're still going to be like the physical space, but then it's like you're not going to be connecting to those people, because we're literally grounding this new energy on Earth from our future galactic self to the present self and the ancient self and the multi-dimensional self. Okay? And you may be feeling even more of that feline energy that you're connecting to, that comes with the wisdom, that comes with the strength and the duality of yourself. Because if you remember in the movie Catwoman, the one that starred with Halle Berry, she was in that dormant, timid side of herself. And then when she changed over to the other parts of self, because she was connecting to herself because of what happened with her being what do you call it, connecting to that poison or whatever that was, where she was thrown into that thing. And what happened, she became activated, right? And all the cats were coming towards her. So you may find that the cats are coming towards you. I've read for two people that I told them that they're cats, and ironically they both had three cats. So those cats may be even coming, or wanting to be around you more. Your cats are going to be communicating with you even more telepathically. What else? You also may find they're going to seem even more human with you. Okay. You're also going to have past life memories of when you were a cat. That's right. Because some of us have been the cat people, for real. And I resonate so much. And remember, cats see into the spirit realm, you know. Even when I did the little video yesterday on Instagram, I saw orbs all around, you know. There were orbs all around. So I know that it's so much of all this energy that is flowing through and coming through each and every one of us, and it's in both realms, you know, and more than one realm, and it's coming through planetary, of course. Okay, so all of this is coming into alignment with ourselves. You may even find yourself burping a lot more too, and passing gas more. It's so much things that's flowing through the body. So remember that this is also part of your ascension and what you are experiencing. You said it's exciting. Also, Chutyo. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the to read the comments. We'll go back up again because I don't want to miss anybody. Miss Erie, transforming and grateful. Brown, yay. Yes, sing, sing, sing. Oh yeah, I forgot I did say if anybody want me to sing. Oh my gosh. I know I talk a lot. Yes, I do a lot of speaking. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to be in the Bronx for another spiritual fair. I will post it in the community tab. If any of you are connected to me on Facebook, you will see it in my timeline. I'm gonna be doing a panel talk. Yay, I love that. I'm doing a panel talk, and I'll also be doing some readings as well. And I'm so excited because someone who I read for reached out to me that she's going to be in New York, or she is in New York, excuse me, and she invited me to go to, she's having an event Sunday, and she invited me to be a guest. And I'm like, wow, see, this is what I manifested my dreams of speaking. And this time it's live, with connecting physically with each and every one of you. And she connected to me from when I had been doing the lives with Mike. Hey, Mike. And so I'm just so in gratitude with how we're just connecting, and the connectivity is just increasing, and how much more. And a shout out to all of you who may have been going through feelings of isolation, because I was also processing feeling rejection also, and abandoned by my family, my extended family, I would say. And I know that the bigger picture is the fact that many of us are here to be the forerunners, the pioneers, the ones who are going to awaken first to this journey. And that we agreed from a soul level that during the course of this, that it's going to be like an isolation for a reason, because it's like it's almost like your soul is protecting you in a space of coming greater into your power. And what it means is that you have to go through the separation cycle of that, as each person starts to go through their ascension process. And they may come back into your life, they may not. Some of you may have been eclipsing out more friends and people out of your lives, or people who are codependent, releasing codependency energy. All of that is playing a part of the changes that are happening in your life right now. So I just wanted to also mention that as well, because I when I speak on things, I speak also based on my own experiences, because I say, you know what, experience is the greatest teacher. It really is. It really is. And pay attention to that too. You know what I mean? And I say, whatever you feel, that would bring you the greatest joy. If you can, do it. Because I say that the more you're filled up with this joy, and the more you're filled up with peace and peace of mind, then when all the other stuff comes along, it's not going to be as affected as before. So you may find yourself that even if you're feeling angry, or you're going through the motion of frustration and disappointment and feeling weird and all that stuff, it's not going to last too long, because your higher self is balancing between itself and the physical part of you. And and what it means is that you're connecting more through from your heart chakra and your crown, and it's almost like bringing yourself into a certain type of stability with the energies. So it doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong, because this is a part of the ascending and descending. It's a part of where you're moving through cycles of self, and how you're able to relate to things emotionally, okay, and spiritually. So I just want you to know you're on the right track when that is happening, okay? What's important is to address it, look at it for what it is, and then ask yourself, where is it coming from? What is the sponsoring thought, okay? Because that is what we're still ascending through, that cycle. Some of you may be just awakening to your path right now. Some of you may be just maybe just becoming aware that you're on a twin soul path with someone else. And just know that eventually I will be doing holding some classes to help for some of you in a group private setting. I will let you know when I plan to do it. I probably will do it sometime in September, because I know some of you may have just been started out, maybe a year, maybe 6 months, and it's kind of like trying to understand how to navigate through it. As much as we say come back to the self, it still connects you to someone else that you're sharing that same energetic frequency. And again, I got off track to do it the dream. So I'm going to go back to that dream again, where my divine masculine said he was surprised that I was still interested in him because of the busyness that has been in my life. And also I feel there have been something going on in the collective consciousness of the masculine, in terms of wondering whether or not the divine feminine is still interested. And a lot of the divine masculine have been going through deep purging, wanting to be isolated. They may be even more in hermit mode, also processing through their own anger as well, also going through family dynamic issues. What else again? And I even in the dream, based on how I was feeling, it's like I hugged him and I said, why would you think that I wouldn't have been interested in you? Because what's interesting is that whatever experiences I had with my ex-husband, that is exactly what was happening with my twin in a past life. So that's why I knew that whatever I had as an experience with my ex-husband, that was something I was reconciling in the dream from within my soul, from my subconscious mind. And so so what happened is we had like a type of intimacy of hugging, and him like connecting more to his feminine energy, connecting with me. And it almost made me feel like there was sort of like a greater humility, and there wasn't it was almost like a feeling of surrender. That's how it felt, a feeling of surrender, and how much more connection that is happening to the feminine energy. And also there are some who have been mostly in the feminine energy that have had to face and deal with coming more into their masculine power, because you see, it's also about how you are able to keep that greater inner balance of self on both sides, okay? And just know that there is no wrong and right with this. It's about navigating. Sometimes you may be both at the same time. Sometimes you may not. Sometimes you may just be in one direction. But as soon as you feel like something doesn't feel right within you with how you're connecting to yourself, then at that moment, that's when you address and say, well, who am I going to be now in the midst of this experience that I'm having, so I can now navigate back to myself of coming back to that inner peace. Okay, so in other words, if there's a time for you to speak up and to say something, say something. If it's a time to set back and to allow, then you allow. That's feminine, right? And the taking action. Or do you feel the need that you have to know something that you've taken action with, or can you take action and then let go of what action you have taken and let things start to unfold? You know what I mean? So it's like really truly mastering yourself and navigating through these energies as we're stepping into more portals, because it's almost like it feels like we're in a portal within a portal within a portal. That's what it's like. And we're jumping. Sometimes I feel some of you might be feeling you're jumping 10 timelines. That is absolutely correct. That is absolutely correct. Okay. And you may feel yourself feeling like, I don't want to come back down into this part of the realm because it feels better, but we can't leave it yet. We're still bringing it all together. You see, all together. Yes, it's like a mastery navigation. And so, what the dream tells me, of course, because Venus, I think, has been met with Mars, which represents the masculine energy. And so, the divine feminine is coming into a greater glory of self in who she is. And remember that the feminine energy itself is the energy that's existing on the cosmic level and the earthly level. So whenever I had the dream and I was in the Palladians and I met the Black Mother, so interesting. I just love her. And it's like the part of ourselves that is interconnecting in both realms is also empowering you. And that all of the suppression that has occurred on the planet when it comes to the feminine energy is what is dismantling. And you're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it in the sleep state. You're doing it in the waking state. If you're not having any dreams, it's okay if you're not having any dreams, because sometimes some of you may not necessarily have dreams because you're processing through things with not having to remember. Because then if you're holding on to a memory of certain things that you don't have to, all you're going to be doing is just doing more work when you wake up, because you're going to be thinking about it, wondering what it means and if it hurts, you know what I'm saying? So you may be processing things from your higher self while you're sleeping and not necessarily having to be while you're awake, and not necessarily while you're sleeping. I do talk about waking dreams and sleeping dreams to pay attention to the waking dreams that you may have, or even the deja vus, because you might even have deja vus. Okay, so you might also have been feeling a decrease in the synchronicities as well. Okay. And some of you might have an increase. So it doesn't mean if you have a decrease in the synchronizations that something's wrong. Am I doing it? No, it's nothing. It doesn't mean that anything is happening wrong. It just means that your soul is just taking you to a different level where you might sort of like, I wouldn't say plateau, but it's like you're neutralizing. So it may not necessarily mean that if you don't see a sign or a message that you're off track. Okay. And whenever you do see the signs and the messages, remember to look it up and tap into what you feel first, even before you look it up. Okay. Because at some point we won't be looking up anything. We won't have to look up anything, because your inner knowing is like it's like the compass. It's like a compass, your telepathy is also increasing. Your psychic abilities is also increasing. Okay. You also will be feeling upgrades with the power that you have. You might even just touch someone and all of a sudden they're healed. You might have a healing effect with your voice as well. And you might have a healing effect with your feet. You might find yourself, let me tell you something. I even gave a hug. This young lady just came. She says, "Can I just give you a hug?" And I was like, "Of course." And I gave her a hug, and she's like, "Oh my God, this hug feels so good." I said, "Yes, it does." And then all of a sudden, another young lady came, and she said, "Oh, I want a hug too." And I was like, it was a group hug. And I'm telling you, the energy and the vibration that came with that was powerful. See? So see how much more you can connect to one another. Okay? The human touch is so powerful beyond measure. And there has been so much disconnect on the earth when it comes to touch, feeling, And intimacy could even be sharing something that it may make you feel vulnerable, but you know what? It empowers you when you're able to express something and talk about something that you may feel that's uncomfortable. You see? Because it's in that space of being authentic and real and powerful and vulnerable is where you have the greatest power and strength that you never think you would have, you know? So I just wanted to encourage you, you know, with that. And I'm grateful that Spirit allowed me to be on here and to just give you even just something, you know, with all of this, what's occurring here, because there's just so much that we can, you know, talk about with all of this. It's never ending because that's who we are, you know. The soul is ever expanding. We're ever in expression. Ooh, you got 144. Wow. I've been seeing a lot of 144s, a lot of 333s, and 444s, and 555s, 777s, as well, and 999s. Yep. And of course, 1111 and Eve on license plates. Yes. Kiki, I saw you said you've been seeing Eve on license plates. Yeah. That's the same thing. So anyway, I thank you all so much for any one of you who have reached out to me personally, and you know, even just to check on me and you could feel me, because that's what it's about, where we feel each other's energy and just connecting. You know what I mean? Because it's all about connecting, and it may seem like as if you think you do it alone, and of course sometimes we do have to do it alone, but then we're still doing it together at the same time because it's still happening collectively, but we may all be on different levels when it comes to this ascension path. Okay. And so just know that everything is still in such divine, when I say this emphatically, divine timing. I mean, it's like really being in a supernatural space. Okay. So anyway, I don't know if anyone had any, if they would like a channeled message. I'd like to take that opportunity to do that after I do. I'm gonna just do something. I'm gonna just tap in to see what messages besides what I just said that they would like for all of us to know collectively. As I see, it is 1 hour and 11 minutes. Whoa. Eddie, if you'd like a channel message, you could look in the description box, and then you can let me see, did I put it in there? Yes, and then you can donate, and then I can give you the channel message, and I'll tune in for you for whatever you would like to know, or if you just want me, because I can do just channeling it, or if you have a specific question. I was trying to get the word out, like what am I saying? And I can do that. So anyway, let's just be still for a moment. And even in the moment of silence, let's drink a little bit of water before I start. Even in the midst of the silence comes the greatest gifts. So let's just be still just for a moment. And I also would like to ask you all to put out a special prayer and healing for another beautiful soul. I don't know her personally. Her name is Kimberly, and I found out that she's in stage 4 cancer. And, you know, I always say that the worst problems that you could always have is when your health is not good, you know. And I said, I know that she must be really demonstrating, because we're all demonstrating something, you know, and how love is what we're returning to. Love is what's here. It's not enough to return to it. It's about activating and remembering what is true love. You know what I mean? And that we're able to connect and to feel and to express because when I think of love, love expands. Love, it's open, and it's vast. When we're in fear and anger, it contracts and it comes into us. And so that's why it's important to express your feelings, express yourself, express it, express it, express it. So when I found out a video update, and when she said, soon as she said that there was someone in the twin flame community that had it, and I heard spirit say to me, "You know who she is?" And I'm like, "Really?" I'm like, "Oh no." So as soon as I went to the link, and I was like, "Oh my gosh." So I'm going to put a special prayer and ask you to hold space for her, and if you're able to even donate for her also, because I remember what I went through with my mom when she was in her stage of cancer, and what it does. And again, it ties to emotions, the emotional body. If you're feeling anything, any anger, any disappointment, hurt, pain, release it. And you can release it by either writing it out or get a recording, write it out. If you feel that you want to express it to someone, do it. If you don't even have to do that, because really what it is for you, and allow yourself to move through the energy of forgiveness. Because when you're holding the grudges and the and I'm saying, when you're angry, it's okay to be angry, because it's like we're talking about the healthy anger. The anger that can become painful and hurtful towards you is the one that you hold on to for a very long time and you're not releasing it. Okay. And sometimes the pain goes very deep for many, many people. Some people manifest other types of illnesses and diseases of the body, because that's what disease is. It's something that's not at ease. Everything I talk about in the book to do with dissing is something that goes against, dishonoring, dismissive. It's what goes against the self, and you feel bad. And sometimes there's some, you never know who you might connect to, and we might be able to just say one word and that changes things, you see. And how we change things is by starting within ourselves and addressing the deepest core issues of self. And of course, honoring the self also means that if it's time to walk away from someone in a situation, that's also important for you, because that is for your greatest well-being. Or even if it's someone that doesn't want your help, that you have the courage to walk away from that too, and allow them to go through their own cycle of what they need to remember about themselves and awaken to their true selves. Okay. So anyway, let's be still this moment. I am in gratitude. Mother, Father, God, I thank you for this day, this moment, this time, this hour. I thank you for all the beautiful souls on here. And I thank you for the wisdom that flows through us, and that we allow the knowledge to flow through us. We allow love to permeate through every cells of our body, and that we remember that we have the ability to heal ourselves. We can speak the word and say the word, because that has been granted to us by right of consciousness. It has been granted to us by the divine. It is granted to us by way of knowing who we are and just remembering that. And so I'm in gratitude for how we're showing up through our healing process, whether it is who we connect to, that we remember that they too are also experiencing their awakening self, that we will remember that those who are on the same twin soul path, that we keep remembering that we're doing this together, we're sharing that frequency together, that whatever shows up in front of us, that we are reminding ourselves and remembering ourselves as who we are, that we are them and they are us. Okay. And that we're remembering constantly of the illusion, that we're past the illusions, and that we are breaking ground, and we're breaking new ground, and there's the new territories, and there's greater abundance. And that we remember abundance is with everything. We're in gratitude of the abundance of wealth. We're moving into that wealth energy, because you have said that everything that is spoken out, that comes back to us, because we already are wearing our crowns, that we are moving together, forward together, that we're doing it in a creative space together, that it is not separate. We're remembering ourselves as the true queens and kings that we are, and that a true queen She moves into the king energy, and the king moves into the queen energy. That the title itself is not what matters the most, but it is how we are knowing ourselves as such, without the titles, without the names. That we remember this power that we have with ourselves and to you, because that's what creates that third energy. So I am in gratitude for this oneness, gratitude for healing mind, body, and soul, and gratitude for all the messages that are flowing through each and every one of us, and that whoever is here on this now and hears afterwards, that there's something that is connecting them more to themselves, and that there is more of this power and love that is flowing. This Tino numbirada puso shmere pakune. Tumbe belamani tunumbe bachumba. Kilo numbide belamunde belamite dami kosmera pa. Anubu shumena botukumbi bari betambe. Ito tushumba lama ukunde anina anida tumba balamo kumbera mbita unibera muche. Konde mamdo kumdano dicholombera no de bodobira beton sebera bon. Kamu bidamo utishombe bala mirabo itedame ito shumamala batome. Ani nere kitoni ni dishnamo utela me sala ni kitara kuni bela batu kuni bala tukuni mera kuntu mirana kutine mana kunti bela ba. Kira na bitulu mire kira la ni nere kira na kuni lere tela le kitono mira bara pera mo kuni mera batishema de kito mira. Ituru chukuni la ne kitana la kotoro kuni la potoshmera batu kuni mera batichukuni mera potokuni mera. Ani ni kita na kino ni na ni re te do de kuni na me kana no kuni na ne tera shana kuni mera batu kuni mera patero me. Udi bere bere do kuni mera patero choba mama di kino me la me tenene kitono me kitara me. I see great travel for some of you. Like big traveling, like, and you may feel like as if you're leaving with nothing, but you are really truly stepping into something. Okay, so whichever one of you have been feeling, like I feel there's like 3 or 4 of you, you're being led to really leave from where you are, and it's almost like it's like I feel like it's like 4 of you, just feels like 4 of you just moving over to the left, which brings me to the western part of wherever you're located, and it just feels like spirit shows me that there's like a greater abundance that's coming through to you from the land. And if it's a desert type land or a desert type territory, that's what it feels like. Okay, like mountain area. It's almost like going into the depths of the valley and you're discovering your treasure. Okay, so you will know which one of you that this applies to, because I'm just hearing that as I'm speaking. And you're being brought to these specific territories, as I had mentioned the show. And what they're showing me is that you're activating certain, I don't know, these are like some underground, they're just showing me something to do with underground, and it feels like just like some sort of underground pyramid like stuff. It's not connected to water, it's dry land, and you're feeling the pull to go to these specific locations, almost like you're just leaving and going to these specific locations, and you're going to be activating a greater power within yourself. It's almost like tapping into a greater shamanic energy within you. Okay, it's like an adventure in and of itself, and it's like you're going to be setting up. You see, the reason why I'm being told to share with many of you that have been feeling your heart tugging and pulling to like to get started on your spiritual whatever calling. Okay, if you've been afraid to step into it, now is the time, because there are so many souls that are seeking guidance, and so a lot of us are being strategically placed in certain areas. So have no fear about what will happen, because they're showing me that you're going to be taken care of. Okay, The right people are going to connect you at the right place for wherever you're beginning, okay? It feels like three females and one male. That's what I see. Tishimombela butukumbira lamvetisonomo, shumelema titichukumbera mambukumbe. Tishimubida utishimalame, tukutichamono buku pitana medeto. So there's one I feel is going to Europe and one is going to the continent of Africa, but it feels like um, to the lower left part of the African continent. So I'm not sure which country it is. I feel it starts with a C. Okay, so it could be Chad, could be Congo. Do not be afraid to let the ancient codes to flow through out of your mouths. Speak it out, bring it out. Pipiche shokun me balane ito tishmole me. Kudubulu shimam mi de kun belam, do kumira mantun belam, to me muta. Teacher Mudi Bela to the Bishana Mede Kutumila like in an Kiturumida La Betera Batato, because that is the true language of who you are. That is the true connection of who you are. So do not hesitate to bring it out. And one of you is meant to live by the water. And you connect very closely with Oshun, I'm hearing. So wherever one of you is hearing this, and I'm hearing Oshun, and I'm familiar with Oshun's energy. And you love the color yellow. A lot of times we think that who we were and the connections we have from the past is to stay dormant, but there are some parts of ourselves that are becoming more empowered within ourselves and connecting to the galactic core of who you are. So do not leave out the galactic core of you are. And it may seem as if you think that this is more in a fifth dimensional frequency, but this is taking me to the 25th dimension. And so again, they said that it may seem like as if because I asked them, I said, are we converging? They said it's not a conversion of timelines. This is more an expansion of consciousness that's showing up in outer realities. Like how sometimes when you open up something and it's not what you expected because it turns out to be greater than what you think. Well, they're showing me that many of you are jumping into higher timelines than what you're thinking. That some people may be saying, oh, it's just 5, it's just a fifth, but no, they're taking it's like you're going past that. So if you have been feeling that you are past that, you are correct in what you are feeling. Okay. And there are two of you. When I say two of you, you will know that has conceived a child. And that's what I'm seeing. And do not be afraid. Okay, that's what I'm hearing. Do not be afraid. When you do find out, I feel one of you know already and the other one you do not know, and it's going to be kind of frightening for you, but do not be afraid. Remember, for many of us that are in the female body, that we are bringing forth the newer timelines of energy that comes through a specific time of when these children are being conceived. And think of it as every one of these conceptions that come through in the way that it does, it's similar to the Terminator, but we're past the element of any greater darkness that would have stopped anything from happening. And remember, the darkness that had came through is what had remained in shadow from within yourselves and others that had to come out. because you could not know what was deeply within the subconscious mind if it did not come forth. So do not be afraid. We do not have to hide. Tisino utuchino kudila la mete te kidon sinemeshe. Yisunu muchimo lo kote ne malati to kuni mera peta potushma makoto smikita mekita no di chamaname. Kito no mira bekito shumikita na mikita de kita de koto chikoto kusila kete chiketo kudi bekite chikoni mera keta na mikita na mikita ro mila bada potushmana. Ni mekito no mekita mara kita kuni mera bada. And remember, whoever this is like you're bringing in a generation of wealth that comes through from when you were a queen. And you are to remember yourself as that, as the queens that you are. We're all the queenship is here. It's like, it's so, that's what Venus is representing, her desires, of her heart. And that what we conceive, we are conceiving more than what the mind can perceive. So go beyond what the mind may be thinking and feeling, okay? And you will be communicating telepathically with this child. I almost feel like it may seem as if it's one baby, but there's another baby hiding behind, okay? So it's a possibility it feels like a set of twins. You're going to tell me because I can feel it. The child is destined to come through next year. And it's going to feel like an immaculate conception, like, and you may find yourself moving away from family members because it feels like it's something trying to stop you. Allow yourself to move from wherever you are. If it's already happening, because I can't see past it, I just see it now. Okay. So I just had to give you that message. You'll know who you are with everything that I've said. And it's coming through very, very, very quickly. And it's not anything you can stop, because even if you're on any type of protection, it's meant to happen. Okay? So do not allow yourself to feel guilty about it. And many of us, when I'm in gratitude, that we are releasing the guilt surrounding sexual energy, that we're releasing the guilt surrounding intimacy, the guilt and shame. We're releasing the views and the perception that's made on gender, on whether we're in the female embodiment or the male embodiment, because love is what is present here now. Love is what is pouring through the cells of our bodies. And I'm in gratitude for this joy that's just stirring up in my soul right now, for what is coming through in such powerful energies, because I can feel something activating within me right now from what I'm feeling coming with several of you. And I could feel, if you're feeling like a bubbly energy in your solar plexus, it's like the moon is activating something more is transpiring through the oh gosh, I forgot that part of the stomach, within the stomach region, okay? Yes. Yes. If any of you are near the beach or water, to bring in seashells or things from the ocean and keep it by your night table, and all of you keep like a glass of water by your night table, and just again put your energy and intention in what you are manifesting, even if it seems impossible. Idalo do jo mama mama otedo shon ebe baba de mede bokumbe bela bube ne baba da baba nina linda chuchoko nina la mente de nana be. And that's what I'm being guided to tell you that. Yes. Okay, so may the light and the Christ energy remain with us as we are connecting to this oneness. We're connecting to Source in gratitude for the knowledge that flows through us from our heart to our minds to the cell, the blood, the water, everything that is connecting us, that what we see, that we're going beyond the physical eye as well, and that we're able to tap into, and not just tap into, but that we're remembering this interconnectivity of what is happening. So many of you, when you go to sleep, whatever time it is, it could be daytime, nighttime, you're going to feel, they're showing me that you're going to feel some like tingling in your body more. You might even, like this has been happening where I've been feeling numbness in my hands and numbness in my feet and all that stuff. That's a part of what's happening to do with your upgrades. And you're also maybe feeling things in your feet. Okay. Just rub it and massage. Get a massage your feet, massage it, because you're really continuously integrating. Okay. And that's what I'm being guided to share with you. Okay, so I'm going to go to, let me see. I know some of you, I don't know if anybody, did anybody send in for a channel message? Because I gotta figure out how to concentrate on where, because you know when it comes to your soul expression, it's just all over the place. Oh, Blue Flame, you're going to the beach. Yay. Yes, Kiki. Yes, tears of releasing. Yep, release, release. Good to see you too, Melissa. Awesome. I will be with you at the beach in spirit, because I know I'm going to make it there. And I also feel my soul is really pulling me to go near Mount Shasta. So I know that travel is going to be coming up for me in many places and regions, and I'll be sure to let you know. High Priestess, if it's about guys, I don't get it. Oh, wonderful. Yes, bring home the ocean water and take the seashells with you. And also, if you can get like a smaller cup and put sand in there as well, okay? Because remember, all the elements are connecting to us with what we are integrating, okay? Oh, I think my niece had her baby. My niece is also in labor, so please hold space for my niece Stephanie. She's having her third daughter. She wanted a boy, but she's blessed with 3 girls, just like I had 4 boys and 1 girl. Actually, I have 4 men and 1 girl, so I just see the I didn't see what the baby looked like, but I can tell my sister just sent me a text, so I know the baby must be born, I guess. So yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow. And amazingly, my niece is also born the same day as my twin, so that's very significant. She's a Cancer baby. Oh my gosh. I remember when she was a little girl, and she used to love coming to New York to stay with her Auntie Sharon. But any one of you that have children, I'm a great babysitter, and they check in, but they don't want to check out. with children. So it's just so magnificent, because you will notice that there are more children that may be vibrating towards you and communicating with you even more than their birth mothers, because that's happening a lot. That's always happened with me a lot. The babies are just staring at me, laughing with me, and oh, the baby's 6 pounds 10 ounces. Ooh, I'm seeing the text coming through while I'm talking to you. Wow. Yeah, Leo baby. So that means she was born today. We're on August. Dang, that was fast though, because she texted me like it was around 8 o'clock, and she was only 3 centimeters that they had to do. So, ooh, well, usually after the first and the second baby, it just comes through very quickly. So the baby was born August 17th. Okay, that's like what at the heart of Leo. Interesting. And you know what too? I forgot to mention. Everywhere I go, I've been seeing lion statues. Lion statues. PayPal won't find you in my app. Yeah, you could. Thank you for the congratulations. I have PayPal and I have Cash App. But you can go to my website also, and also feel free to check out my Patreon account. My Patreon, I have a lot of segments in there, private segments that will help many of you that are on the twin soul journey. Thank you, Mary, that are on the twin soul journey. And a lot of times when I'm speaking, I'm also going into the experiences that I've had. I find myself in a very peaceful, neutral state with my journey itself. Of course, I still see synchronizations and stuff like I could be just watching a movie and all of a sudden, the name pop up or something like that. And of course the dreams and everything. And remember the feminine energy is what moves through first with everything. It still comes through from us. We're giving birth to ourselves, we're giving birth to humanity. We're giving birth to all the changes, because trust me, I've had my conversation with God and I'm saying, wait a minute, is how long this is going to take enough people to wake up? Have you ever, any of you ever look and see the billions of people and saying, how in the world? But guess what? With the divine, with God, all things are possible. You see? So anyway, I don't know if any one of you had sent in a donation, you were looking for a channel message. Can you please let me know, because I want to make sure. I know one of you has said, let me go back up. And if you would like to have a channel message, you can send a donation through my PayPal or Cash App. Or if you have two questions you'd like to ask, I can channel it for you. The vortex is open wide right now for me to really tap in, because I don't even feel the same like how I started out speaking, because I'm feeling this exciting some exciting energy flowing through me right now. So let me just look on the desktop. Let me see. Hold on. Hold on. And if you've been going through anything that has been upgrading, that is a part of your process, whether your phone has to be upgraded, your computer, my computer had crashed, that had to be upgraded. This is a part of what happens when you're ascending to different levels. And I'm giving you all this information because I don't know when I'll be back on again. So when you're ascending, going through this ascension process, remember that even the physical things around you will be going through upgrades as well. Aloha, blessings, Amber. You will be going through upgrades with that as well. This is even beyond PC updates. This is yes, everything is like it's like as if everything comes into alignment with where you are energetically, and that includes even probably friends and family as well. Okay, it's all a part of the process of what is happening around you. And then the next 6 months it may happen again that you're also alchemizing through something else again, and that you're gonna have to go through another upgrade again, or all of a sudden certain things just start breaking around you, like this starts to break and that's a break. It's not anything bad that's happening. It has to do with what is aligning with your ascension and the frequency where you're at. Okay, and you will also notice that things start to not only happen through you, but certain things just to start to gravitate towards you. Okay, and that's a different way that you are manifesting. It's effortless. It's effortless. Even sometimes it may feel like you don't even have to say a word, and it just happens, because if you've put it out there, now it's just a matter of it just coming towards you like a magnet. And that's the same way how it's going to be when it comes to those of you who may be coming closer into that union energy with your beloveds. Remember that the power that is also coming with that is so much light is coming through and flowing through between yourself and your twin. So if you're not together in the physical space, it's okay, because it can hurt you. It can literally hurt you. This is not a plaything. This is for real. There is such great power that comes with the pair. So, and the timeline of where and when it happens, that is coming through from the divine. Okay, and it is your business and it's none of your business. Okay, but just know that there is a greater, okay, I'm able to see now who donated. There is a greater what do you call it, manifestation that happens with the twins. Okay, so in other words, you will have your own power within yourself, but then also with your twin, when it comes together, it's like a greater magnetic type of power that is occurring. Okay, so is there someone named, is it one Yi? Did you donate? Was it a channel message? I'm trying to make sure to look at the messages on the desktop, and I see Wan Yin, Mary, and Joy. So let me know if you just want a channel message, or if it's a specific question. I would try to ask a specific question if you can, because it'll help to pull out more information for you. Okay. You said your twins' computer stopped working when it's because that's the power, Mary. I'm telling you, and also, even Kelly had asked me. I didn't get to answer her that time. Do twins cause earthquakes? Yes, we also have the ability. We have the ability to control. Oh, it's 1 hour and 44 minutes. I see 144. We have the ability to create the energy of the what do you call it? The weather. Excuse me, the weather on the planet. Okay. Okay, Wani, you said that you put the question in there. Let me see. Did you put the question in the live or the PayPal? Because I don't know why it's not showing me. It's not showing me the question. You said you had a specific question. It's in the comment. Okay, let me see. Okay, I see it. Channel message for you and Justin. Okay. All right, let me tap in now to see what I hear. Okay, so what I'm hearing for you, Wani, is to let go of fears, because I'm feeling like when I close my eyes and I tune into you, I sort of feel like a fear, hesitation within yourself to do with this relationship. Okay, so let go of the fears that you have surrounding this person. I also feel that you have almost like you're afraid to either lose the person, or that they're going to do something, or if they're with someone else, or that's what it sort of feels like. Okay, so first of all, let go of any projections that you may have onto to this person. Let go of any projections that you have, because sometimes if we put any fear, or like if you say for instance, you feel that you're afraid that person's going to go to someone else, or I feel like that you have had issues with masculine energy, with cheating, or, well, I don't like you say the word cheating, because cheating is like a subjective word, because it's really based on everything that's so entangled with what we perceive as love. Okay, and what we perceive as ownership, and feeling like if the person, like you own the person or something, and that we're able to be authentic about our feelings in terms of how we feel about a person, or how they feel about you, and opening up. Okay, so I feel there's a part of you to open up your feelings, open up about I don't want to say expectations, but what you're looking for in the relationship. Find it within yourself, and see how you're connecting to yourself in reference to him. Okay. Um, because I kind of feel like as if there's issues going on with communication. Okay. There is some communication issues going on, and I feel that there's a deeper fear that you have of either losing the person, or there's a disconnect with how you're communicating. Okay, so work through that fear to where it's coming from the past, with other relationships that you've had, and allow yourself to become more empowered within yourself, so that way you're secure within yourself and not looking for security from him. Okay, so I hope that helps you. Okay. I'm going to say I'm thankful that helps you. Okay. And once you move through those insecurities, and you shift from your thoughts about the relationship, then things will start to shift with the relationship. Okay. Because whatever is happening outside of you is also happening within you. Okay, so let me go to the next person. I gotta figure out how. Oh my goodness. Bear with me one moment. I'm trying to. And the Wi-Fi is not so wonderful here, but I don't let that stop me, of course not. Okay, 1 minute. I've got to open it up again. Let me just bear with me a minute. Let me see if make sure my let me make sure. Okay, I'm back. I had to get my hotspot back on again, so it's not because it's taking so long just to open up. I'm gonna have to open up a new. Okay, let me read the comments in the meantime while it comes up. Oh, thank you, Chrissy. How do you tell if you're feeling your twin? Are you talking about in a sense where you're having, like, if you're having an experience, I'm just waiting for the thing to come up and I'll answer your question. If you're having an experience where say you're in a happy place, you're feeling good inside, and then all of a sudden it just switches and there wasn't anything that happened, that warranted the change, then it kind of like that's how you know it's coming from your twin. Okay, but for some of you, you may be feeling like as if you can't even separate it anymore, because remember that you may be having the same experience, but it is showing up differently in your reality. So it's like, remember, your soul is gathering up data and information to what is it like to experience this while I'm having it this way. Whereas it could be where your twin is having the experience and is gathering up the data from a different way, but you're still connected together with what you're experiencing. Okay, so but it may show up in your reality as similar, but it's different. Okay, so I hope that helps it. How do you know if it's your twin? Which is a good question, because a lot of times that happens where, or even one time, I'll give you my own example where I just bursted out bawling, and it wasn't because something happened sad for me. And I knew it came from my twin, and I knew it was because he was looking at something with what happened to him in a past life, and I felt it into the core, like you feel it in the core of your solar plexus, and it's so deep. It's beyond the human element. Okay, Mary. Okay, I finally got it to open, so I'm gonna go over to Mary. So Mary, I'm assuming you want a channeled message. Could you ask me a question, my dear, so I can tap in, since I know a lot of your story? So can you give me give me something to work with so I can go, Mary, I know you're still on. Joy. Okay, Joy, I know you asked if I received your payment. I think I did. I'll let you know if I didn't. And if in case you asked a question and if I didn't, don't, I'm not skipping you. Um, Copy and paste it again for me. Yes, your twin is your mirror. They are your mirror. Okay, Mary, I don't know if you're still on. If you just, because you didn't say if you wanted a channel message or do you have a specific question? All right, I'll wait a few minutes. I'm gonna go to the next person just to see what you type. I'm gonna go to the next person in the meantime. No, I closed it again. 1 second. Trying to bring up this thing. Okay, the next one. Okay, Joy. I'm gonna go to Joy, and I'll come back to you, Mary. So I don't know if you're on. Let's see what Joy want is here. See, I'm working. See, this is the Aquarius thing where everything is technology and the advancement of you know what I'm looking forward to? I'm looking forward to when we're so in tune telepathically that we don't have to type, you know, because it's just faster. We're like, "Zzz," and then you're done. You're like, just get the information. You just and that's it, right? It's gonna be awesome. Oh gosh, it's swirling and whirling. Okay, Joy. Okay, all right. So Mary came on. Okay, so I'm just gonna do Mary, and then I'm gonna go to you, Joy. Okay, he said, um, when you feel your twin's energy feels like a bright white fire, feels like a glow. That's what it feels like. Great things with me, anyway. Okay, so Mary, you just want a channel message. Okay, all right, Mary. What I'm picking up around you really strongly is the stuff going on with at your job. Oh my goodness, it feels even more chaotic. No, I didn't see your message. Did you have a message? Type it in again, Mary, because I didn't see the message. So type in the message or copy and paste it again because I'm toggling between the desktop and the Joy. I see the PayPal payment, but I don't see the message. So if you had a specific question, or you know what, if you can, I think it would be faster for me, guys, if you email me the question, because I can open up the email faster, and I can see that you paid it in PayPal, but I can open up faster in my email and read it quicker. So if you sent the payment and donated, go to my email, the garden the Garden of Eden 1111 at gmail.com, and send me the questions there, and I can open it up real fast. Because it's like the Wi-Fi is not good where I'm at, so I'm using the hotspot from my phone, and it keeps going in and out. So I didn't see any questions, Joy, in your from the PayPal. Okay, Joy. You said you'd like a general channel message about your business. Okay. Oh, try to get back to it. Okay. And how best to manifest or anything also was the heavy on mind. Okay, so Joy, what I'm feeling for you, firstly, is to take a warm sea salt bath first of all. Okay, I'm also feeling heaviness in your solar plexus region, is what I'm feeling. And there's also some things for you to release from the ancestry and beliefs around money. I feel like there's this something that comes through from your family lineage when it comes to money. I also feel like there's always been a lot of arguments over money. If you grew up around that in your household, through your family, secrets, control, all of that stuff surrounding money. Okay, so there's something to do with what's within your subconscious mind with how you relate to money, and that is something that I feel for you that you should go deeper, see how much more you can go deeper into detaching and looking at what is your relationship with money, how you view it. Because I kind of feel like you feel as if things have started, or you feel like you're moving forward, and then it seems like it switches or it sets back, or like for you, you feel like as if you've gone through many types of setbacks when it comes to what you're trying to manifest in terms of a business and career. I also feel like as if you are like on the fence with your business or what you want to do, and I feel like that has to do with an attachment that you have to needing permission or wanting approval from someone. Okay, so I feel like as if there's something to do with you letting go of your need to have approval from someone with what you want to do. Okay, and if you are trying to decide what to do, I always say start from your childhood with what you've always wanted to do, okay? I kind of feel like the type of business that suits you or whatever is dealing with practical stuff, right? Like maybe if you deal with numbers, accounting, working on the books, it just something just feels like you deal with um, what's the word? Help me, spirit. Oh my gosh. Like you deal with practical stuff and organizing. That's what it kind of feels like to me. And it feels like you're doing things from a professional level. So even if you feel that you want to stick to that, because some of you may be wanting to do one thing and then you're also doing something that's connecting you to the from the spiritual sense, okay? So you're an acupuncturist. Okay, so I feel there's a part of you, oh gosh, this passport turn off. There's a part of you that also wants to do something else as well. You can do both, okay? Because I feel that you do well with being, like, say, if you do event planning or you organize or you're efficient with numbers and putting numbers together. That's how it feels to me with you, okay? So do that in terms of organizing. I also feel like you do well with decorating. Are you a decorator, or like do you love putting things together? Like, are you on that Virgo side as you're rising in Virgo or something? Because something just feels like you love like decorating or what they call that again when you home like designing, like something like that. It's just like something within you just feels like there's a part of you with like practical things as well. Okay. Now, even though you say you're an acupuncturist, I don't know why I don't feel as if it's fulfilling as much, or maybe that, oh, your Venus is in Virgo. Okay, so you see, so that's that part of you with how you're connecting to the feminine aspect of what you love to do. And and I'm saying this because this is what I'm hearing, okay? So this is like that part of you, it feels dead and flat, and you're desiring for something to be in its greater beauty and expression. And it just feels like there's something more to add than to what you're doing as far as business wise, so that way you can feel more alive again in that feminine energy, okay? And it's almost like it's time for you to be that go-getter with that and bring it with more passion. See, that's it. With more passion and more vigor. And again, how much more can you release the family energy that seems to kind of feel like it holds you back? Okay, so it feels like an energetic holding back for you. All right. So I hope, I pray, and I'm thankful that that helps you to change that around you, and see how much more you can bring uh, the flowers back into your center, and the excitement, the feminine. Okay, what is that feminine energy for you? Okay, so that way you can release the heaviness around you and bring her back to life. Okay, all right. So I can only answer like but so much of those questions for you, honey. But if you would like to go more further into the reading, then contact me, okay? Because I know you're talking about someone that sexually assaulted you, and that's a part what I was talking about earlier in the live, with dealing with sexual traumas and stuff, because that also holds back on your creativity and what you're manifesting, okay? All right, thank you so much, Joy, for that. And I'm gonna go to the next. I think Mary, was it Mary? I didn't finish with you, right? Mary, did you type in? Did you email me your question? And if anyone had sent me anything Cash App, let me know, because I'm just gonna move through um, on both sides, and even if I'm not in America, because if as far as Cash App, I'm gonna have to come pull down the phone and then look at it. Okay. Mary, are you on here? Because I know that I said to tell me what you wanted me. I think you said you just wanted a channeled. Let me go back up again. Okay, so you just wanted a channel message. Okay, so I was picking up on for you, Mary, to do with your job. It's like, oh my God. I feel more chaos happening there than I have ever before. Okay. So remember, it's like right now, both you and your divine masculine are like bringing in that whole frequency of like a tornado. Okay. And because the both of you are in that same energetic space, it seems like as if it's just increasing, like stronger. It feels like an even stronger, like how when they track a storm, and I forgot the word what they use for that. It's not decibels, I forgot the word, but anyway, you know what I'm talking about. So it just feels like it's more intense for you with that. So just don't forget to ground yourself with it. Go out into nature. Spirit says go and allow yourself to detach from allow yourself to detach from everything that you're seeing at the workplace. Okay, because I feel like you're taking in too much of what people are saying and what's happening with this one, what's happening with that one, and it's kind of taking away, taking you away from your own inner essence and self. Okay, and it makes me feel like when I go into your body, it's like it makes me feel like I'm getting old and tired and haggard, with that. Okay, so see now how you can pamper yourself, and what is the feminine for you. Get into your Venus, like, go take care of yourself now. Find someone if you can to babysit, or if anything, and create a space for you now. Okay, which I've never told you that before when I refer. So that's what I'm feeling. So, and everything is going to still appear chaotic around the workplace because of the intensity of remember, many of us who are on twin soul paths, wherever you go, we're going to bring the chaos, and it is necessary for what must break down. And that means that everyone who is in connection with you on the physical plane, or it could be on the phone, you could be working with them, it is breaking them down also for what is necessary. Okay, whether it's for healing or triggering them. They may be triggered into anger, they may be triggered into fear, they may want to try to project stuff onto you, but just remember, you don't have to take it in. Remember, it's important to pay attention to what you take into that vortex. You do not, you start to create that energetic boundary around yourself and look at it from that greater perspective. Hey, this is an awakening. This is an awakening, and this is what it entails. Okay, that even if your divine masculine or your divine feminine is getting triggered, look at it from that greater viewpoint again, even if it doesn't feel good or it doesn't look good, that there is a greater purpose that is happening around this. Okay, and that you have to bring up all the stuff that is within the subconscious to make it conscious. Okay, and because of all the eclipse energy and retrograde, and I was also hearing that Pluto is going into retrograde, I believe, in September. And when Pluto comes in, I remember, okay, going deeper into the soil, deeper into the soil. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you, Mary. This weekend, dedicate the time for yourself. Okay, self love is also a part of your union. Okay, the self love for you, Okay, and then I'm gonna go to Stephanie. Stephanie, you have a couple questions. One of your guides, your grandpa, contract is done. He's no longer my guide. I expected that. I don't understand why. Okay, well, as far as a spirit guide, as you were ascending, Stephanie, I did talk about this. I believe it was, oh gosh, I know it was one of the lives I did about a month ago, I think. And I said that some of you might be feeling that you don't have a connection to any spirit guides anymore, or loved ones. And it's because you're getting to a stage of your ascension where you are connecting more to your higher self, and you might even not even be connecting to any more ascended masters. Okay, you may be connecting more to your galactic self, and it's because of where you're being taken energetically onto a new timeline. Okay, remember, when you are ascending, if there is a loved one who has been a guide for you that's on the other side, they're also ascending with you, so they also maybe ascending to another dimension as well. Okay, because when someone transitioned to the other side, depending on where they were at consciously before they transition, what happens is they may not all be in the same place. When my mother had transitioned in 1999 and my her sister had transitioned about 8 years later, they were not in the same dimension. So my mother had ascended to a different dimension from whatever she moved through and moved through with her own healing. And then when I connected to my mom again during the time of my ascension, I was still healing with her where she was at her level. You see, so bear that in mind, that that's a part of what is happening with you, that you're ascending to another level. So you're more going to be collecting. You're collecting to and connecting to more of your galactic family. Okay, that's what I'm hearing. Okay, anything for you work wise? Work wise, I kind of feel like you're feeling stuck. Like you, ooh, it just feels very dragging. So if you're feeling that it's time to move out of there, because I feel like when I tune into you at work, it feels like you're dragging in mud. Okay, so that's your soul telling you, hey, this doesn't feel right for me anymore. It's time for me to start looking into what part of me is aligning with my passion and my purpose. Okay, where it's not heavy and it feels lighter and you're in more joy. Okay, I kind of feel like this is something for you to leave. I don't even feel like this is something to try to transfer to another place. This feels like going into complete phase of total new. Okay. Um. Okay. So I don't tell anyone who their twin flame is. So because it's your personal journey, but I can feel um when you're energetically connecting to someone. So I kind of feel like as if you're kind of new with your path. So follow your inner guidance. That's your compass. And I say on this twin soul path, pay very close attention to your dreams, because on a subconscious level, you're communicating with your twin because your twin is you. It's all about you. Okay, it's about you, yes, and that physical person. But remember, this is an embodiment of energy that's showing up between you and this person. Okay, I also want to reiterate with some of you, and that's what I'm picking up for you. Okay, okay, all right. So then always remember that on this journey itself, as far as the twin soul path, that that person is going to mirror back to you and you mirror back to them whatever it is that shows up for healing, and also that um, you're going to be receiving messages coming through from dreams and also in the waking state between you and that person. Okay, and some of you, because remember everyone is on different paths, some of you may have been experiencing as if you're at a peaceful plateau place where you may not be feeling your twin as much. You may not be feeling as if anything's happening. And it's because the mirror is now swung over to the other side. Okay. And what I mean by that is that all the stuff that you may have experienced and gone through with your own awakening process doesn't mean it wasn't happening with them. It's just that now things are being more amplified when it comes to the masculine, and where they're at in a collective, both on a collective level and an individual level, because there are some who have already had started their process from the first waivers, then we have the second waivers and the third waivers. There's no specific timeline to that, but I know from what I've gathered from readings that I've done with a sets of twins is that there's some who have awakened since 2017. I kind of consider those to be more like on that second waiver, and some of you may have just started in that process. Okay, so but eventually, like I said, I will be putting together to start doing classes to help each and every one of you, or even some of you may say, well, I already got it. That's okay. Sometimes connecting and reminding ourselves energetically of what the path is, it can help. It's not about being absolutely perfect, and it's just a matter of you navigating through it all. Okay, and practicing self-care, self-love, and allow yourself to feel through your emotions. Okay, very important. Feel through your emotions and honor them all of that is a part of the process. You may find yourself sometimes where that person may just scream at you the weirdest things. Are like, where the heck did that come from? Because it had been stored within the soul, and so it's coming out. Think of yourself as if you ate food and it was poisonous. Your body's going to what? It's going to expel it out. So it's like things that are stored within your subconscious memory and mind is going to show up through that person, and they may say hurtful things, they may say things that sound weird. Same thing will happen with you. Just keep remembering that this is a part of your path with that. Okay, Tiffany, I'm gonna go to Tiffany. Tiffany, you want a general message? Okay, Tiffany. Um, wow, you're a busy lady because I could feel busyness around you. Um, you've been getting things going. It feels like on a ground level. Interesting. So what I'm hearing with you is to bring in that balance. Because I feel like you're right now, it feels like you're mostly in masculine energy, mostly. So they're saying to, okay, now come back to that side of Tiffany, into her feminine space with relaxation. Get some nails did or something. I also feel like there's some travel coming up for you as well. It feels like business and I feel like things are moving forward. Ooh, with business for you or something I'm getting. Okay, it's like you have seeds planted, and they're telling me it's time that it's going to start to grow. It's starting to grow. Okay, and I feel this greater self-confidence in you, which is great. And so now again, I'm just hearing to balance in that feminine energy. Okay, that's what I'm hearing for you. Yeah, I haven't heard from you in such a long time. That's awesome. I see you in all these suits also. Like I see you in suits. Like you're meeting with people or something like that. Something you've taken to the next level with your business is what I'm getting very strongly. Okay, so did I miss anyone? I just want to know if I missed anyone, because I think did anyone send anything to me via Cash App? If you've sent anything to me, PayPal, send me an email with your questions so I can, if you have questions or if you just want to channel message, so that way I see it better, because the computer desktop. Oh, Victoria. Okay, Victoria, did you want a general channel message, Victoria? Or did you have questions? Um, Let me know, Victoria. Victoria, I just love your picture. That alien picture is just amazing. Okay, channel message. Okay. Well, Victoria, when I tune into you, ooh, wow, you're like in this energy of actually no, you're in this vortex of excitement. Okay? I feel like as if there are some things that you are anticipating, or whatever you have planted out there, that it's coming or it's happening around you. It's like the way they're showing it to me. It's almost like when you're seeing all the tentacles floating all around. That's what it looks like to me. Um, so I'm bringing that to that side, okay? Now they're also bringing me to a part of you that there are some emotional stuff that you've also had to face, I believe, within the past few days, or it feels like maybe about 2 weeks of some emotional stuff. It almost feels like this is some things tied to masculine energy, and I feel like a father figure, or if there's something to do with the father and emotional ties that are still happening between you and a father energy. If it's not a father, it could be an uncle, but it feels like an older man. Okay, I don't know if he's on the other side. I'm trying to find out. I'm also nosy with that too. Like, where are you? Okay, so I'm just feeling this energy of an older man, a father figure, father type energy. And it feels like there's something along the lines of forgiveness. And it almost feels like there were times when you would probably have either shouting matches or or you had like fits and tempers with him or something. I don't know if maybe that's what you wanted to do to express yourself, and you haven't been able to do that as far as towards a masculine or something like that. Okay, but there's just kind of bringing me into this part of you to heal something through your emotions. Okay, and I just feel like there's also some news that you're gonna get. Like you're gonna get some news because if it's not happening now, I'm feeling this future part of yourself. And when I say future, I'm not talking far out, that you're gonna hear some good news about something. If you're in anticipation of something, I feel it because I'm into your body and I'm feeling this excitement, nervousness around you. Not in a bad way, in a really good way, because you're excited about something. More they're making me feel like it's above and beyond your expectations of what's happening around you. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you. Okay. Oh, Chrissy, you did. Okay. Okay, so Chrissy, you sent me you're gonna send me an email. Okay. How's everyone being feeling right now and being uh I'm reading the comments also. The goddess segment. Yes, the goddess segment has to do with the cat. Yeah. I'm familiar with her energy. And she's here right now. Mm-hmm. I can feel one of you tap into her quite well. Because, sometimes there's some of us that tap into the frequency of particular certain specific deities. And again, that has to do with an aspect of you empowering yourself. Okay, because just imagine if all the parts of you from that you're bringing together, because we're bringing all the pieces together, and it has to do with several of your incarnations and including this lifetime. It's like you're taking all those pieces and you're just bringing in building, and you're rebuilding yourself into a greater aspect of you, the seen and the unseen parts of self. Yes. Oh, your mother said, oh wow. Tashaloni belate tesho. Having such gratitude for you. Okay, Chrissy, Miss Kiki, you would like us to follow that. Oh, also please. Okay, so I'm gonna go into the first part. Okay, I know definitely that you are making it to the US. So release your fears. First of all, let go of your fears. I'm hearing spirits say, okay, and it's like your anxiety is quite a bit different than Victoria, because hers is an excitement of news coming. Your nervousness is more of fear of something that may happen, that if things don't happen or if things are not going to work out. So I was kind of sensing that yesterday when I contacted you, like there's an anxiety that you have because it's more coming from a fear that you have as to whether or not something is going to happen or if something's going to fall apart. Okay, so I do know and feel in my heart that everything is still coming forward for you. So whatever you've been experiencing with the ways and the means for you to get to the US, to release the block that you have to do with feeling enslaved, or any slavery energy from your ancestors and feeling as if you can't move forward. Okay, and just keep visualizing and seeing yourself where you are anticipating to be. Okay, let that love flow through you in what is manifesting. And I do feel that the person that you're feeling connected to you is over this side. Yes. Okay, so what I'm hearing for you to do to help you through this anxiety is to get, I know it may sound strange, but it's to get this flower And this flower is a red flower, but it's not a rose. I see the image in spirit. Oh gosh, I'm trying to see what that flower is. It's like a burnt red orange color. Okay, and it's something that is linked to you from a past life with your twin soul. And what I want you to do, I'm going to see if I can look it up because I see the image. I see it. It's like a burnt red orange, bright red orange color. And it almost looks like a clover, like a shape of a clover. And so see if you can find that flower and put it on your heart when you're sleeping. So you're feeling again this connection that you're having to love and to that part of you that's bringing through your Venus. Wherever Venus is in your chart, look that up and see what you're mastering right now to release your fear surrounding love. Okay? Because I feel that you're afraid that you won't connect to him. You're afraid if it doesn't happen. Okay? So yes, your Venus is in Mars and Leo. No coincidence. See, so that is how you are connecting to masculine energy, and how you're connecting to how you relate to your feminine energy in that masculine form. So in other words, I feel like in a past life, okay, because I feel like you've also carried masculine energy. Okay, I'm picking up on that, and so a part of you have built up a block to the connection that you have to love and to your beloved. And it's like you're afraid again of what can happen because of what happened in the past of being separated. Okay. And I feel like a part of you has left out what it means to feel that beauty and love and the presence of that love, and dip in the water and see how you connect to that feminine energy where you're releasing and letting go. Okay, like really 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 letting go, Chrissy. Okay, and just visualize and say, I am now ready to receive divine love. And I also feel there's some trauma that you are working through. Okay, which I'll tell you personally, there's some specific trauma they're showing me that you're also working through to heal. Okay, so I'm grateful for you too. So just remember what I said, okay? And I'll try and see if I can, because I see the flower in my head and they're telling me for you to get it. And you're to pick it personally yourself, okay? Don't have anyone else pick it for you. Okay, so who else? Oh, let me go back. I'm going to go back to, if anybody sent me. Was there anyone else? Did I miss anyone else? I just want to make sure because I'm toggling between phone and desktop. Okay. You're so welcome. Omi Kami. Yes. Oh, Mary, your deity is Amatarusa. Wow. That feels very ancient Asian, is what I feel. Yes. Okay. So many messages for people. Yes, yes. Okay. Well, if there isn't anyone else, if you don't have one more general question or anything else, and if anyone would like to have a personal, private reading with me, feel free to contact me via email, thegardenofeden1111@gmail.com, and feel free to visit my website, www.thereturnofthegardenofeden.com, and also Patreon. I have segments on there, quite a lot of bit of information on there where you can listen to some private experiences that I've had on my own personal journey that will definitely help you. And also in my YouTube channel, I have not deleted any videos ever. Because why? Because there are so many more who are awakening, and I remember what it was like for me when I awakened to the path. I thought it was absolutely crazy, joyful, painful, you name it. And I can honestly say I'm in gratitude that I'm at a place of even greater peace within my heart and soul. Of course, the theme for me has been how I've had to deal with government structures, people, um, and balancing out the love of self and with others. You know what I mean? And I know that, again, you may not have all the answers in one take. So we take it in layers and steps, and it may repeat itself. Yes, it may repeat itself. So just remember that. And remember that time is just an illusion, and it's all an illusion. Yeah, yes, it is. It is an illusion, ladies and gentlemen. And even in the illusion itself, it serves its purpose because the soul desires to know itself. And the way that the soul desires to know itself is to experience what? The opposite of itself. You see? So see yourself in everyone, even if it is the darkness, because it is through the darkness that we are shining our light, and it's through our light that we're also seeing the darkness, because we are bringing the yin and the yang together. I am looking so forward to um, all of these divine unions coming together, and the union is of love, prosperity, wealth, kindness, forgiveness. Imagine having an abundance of forgiveness. We won't be holding on to things, and an abundance of wealth and health. We're healthy mind, body, and soul. You see, and that is what we're. I don't say we're striving for it, because you're already it. It's already present. We're just getting to the core of it, and we're bringing it forth. And if you feeling moments of rejection or abandonment, it's okay, because it's not just you, it's the whole ancestral lineage of all of this. But now we're at a place where we're templating more of the higher dimensional frequency on earth, and we are showing this up in the physical space, you see. And so this is not something that anyone can expect. How is it going to look? Because all the times that it has occurred during the Mayan civilization, when Yeshua walked the earth, the Buddha, the Krishna, all of the ascended masters that have been here and forthcoming, all the artists, the singers, the performers, the entertainers, everyone is here to bring something forth in keys and codes. And we are not only unlocking these codes, but we are interjecting with whoever we're connected to, whether it's a twin soul, or it could be many of us on here are twin rays, where we're living parallel lives here, and we're unlocking these keys, and we're taking the keys and unlocking the codes, I should say, and each code within us is activating another code. So remember, these codes that comes through what? In layers upon layers. Okay, and that's the reason why you will feel yourself as if you're in so much of these repetitive cycles. Okay, so even if it's coming up again for you, what's happening is not staying as long as it used to. And those of us who started out with this from the first waivers, those who are in the second and third, guess what? You guys are having it a little bit easier than when we had to go through, because there's more freer energy right now. Remember, we're connecting that 369 Tesla. What did I say the year was? 2036, 69. I feel like there's just a greater aspect of what is flowing through on earth as we're activating that greater avatar of self. I cannot imagine, but then I can, what it's going to be like when we're really activating ourselves, moving through the cycle of Aquarius in conjunction and Gemini, when the North Node goes into Gemini, and more of that balancing of yin yang, and how it's happening cosmically, because the soul of earth is also aligning on the physical plane as well, you see. So let the waters flow through you, and let the fire activate you, let the air lift you up, and let the earth ground you with love. I send you so much peace, love, light, and I am in gratitude, and I pray to be on again sometime soon. My children are outdoors, and they are having a wonderful time, and they're back, so I'm in gratitude for them too. My son Brandon is going off to college on Wednesday. Yay! So don't one more left to go. So hold him up for me, because he's finally going to be on his own, and we all have to start moving along like the chickadees, right? With new life and new ventures. So let's just open our hearts to the new adventures that awaits us, okay? And anything that's down, it will come up. Everything is just moving into what? That greater balance on both sides. So peace, love, and joy to each and every one of you. I love you enormously. And of course, I have to play a little song for you, right? Oh, yes. I just love the music. That awaits us. Ooh. Anything that's Do you remember the house music? I go through all genre of music. Thank you, thank you. Much abundance to you too. I love you all so much, more than you could ever imagine. I'm just in gratitude for my soul family. You said pop music in your head? Oh, wow. Well, we're on the other side now, my dear. Everything that makes our heart move is what matters now, And remember that moving to the music also shifts the energy. Moving to the rhythm. Yes. Not staying in one place. Do you remember this song, Follow Me? Follow me. Follow me, yeah. Oh, someone said something. Let me see. To see the day when my peoples can all relate. We all relate. We must stop fighting to achieve the peace that was taught in our country. I'm glad you're feeling higher, Steph. We can be free. Isn't that what we desire? Freedom. Come with me. Okay, so what I'm hearing, I don't know why I'm hearing myself talk. Oh my gosh. It's in the air. Time for changes. Don't you follow me to a place where we can be free? And that's what Aquarius represent. Freedom. Freedom, freedom, my lovelies. Anyway, I love you so much with all my heart and soul, and I will see you soon again. Namaste. Love you.